I'm Kerry Bartholomew from Clear Marketing, the UK representative for Ocean Hotels in Barbados, representing O2 Beach Club and Spa, Seabreeze Beach House and the Rockley. So today I'm going to focus on the three properties that we have in Barbados, but tell you a little bit about some of our eco credentials, what the hotel group are doing, and really why your guests should choose these resorts when coming to Barbados if looking at eco credentials and all of those things are important to your guests. So I am just going to start with giving you an introduction to the destination. This is the island of Barbados. As you can see, widely accessible from the UK and Europe. There are flights that operate every day from the UK, several a day, mostly from Heathrow. There's some service from Gatwick starting in October of 2026, and also the seasonal departures out of Manchester as well. So as you can see from the island, this is the whole of Barbados. Many of you that will have sold the destination before will know that most of the hotels are either up on the west coast or down on the south coast. And as you can see here, all three of our hotels are on the south coast of the island. So a nice short transfer time from the airport. Ideal if you've got guests who want to do a pre or post cruise stay because of our proximity to Bridgetown, as well as we're being so close to a lot of the island's attractions, nightlife, bars and restaurants, and the capital. So the group itself is called Ocean Hotels Group Barbados, which is a small family-owned, independently operated hotel group which has the three distinctly different properties. Now, I am going to start this presentation by telling you about what we do as a group. And then I'm going to then give you just a little bit of a very brief introduction to each of the three properties so that you can see which might be more suitable for your guests. Now, Barbados is one of the islands in the Caribbean which is aggressively pursuing ambitious sustainability goals. The island of Barbados actually wants to become the world's first carbon neutral small island. We have amazing eco credentials. We were, I believe, one of the first destinations in the world to ban single-use plastics. We have ambitious renewable energy targets, and we have great dedicated programs with regards to marine life and wildlife. Now, at Ocean Hotels Group, we have three pillars which are fundamental to everything that we do. So in addition to operating the hotels, the fact that we have a group and we have pillars like this show that from every level of all of the employees at the hotel, from your bartenders and your housekeepers right through to the senior management, they're all aware of these pillars and everyone collectively works together. Now, one of them is being our planet, as you can see here. As a group, we do focus on environmental sustainability, active carbon reduction, the marine protection that I've spoken to you about, and we are really delighted that we have Oceanic Global Blue Standard certification. So we're one of the few resorts in the destination that has that. So both O2 and Seabreeze have that, and we have got a 2-star seal there. So the planet is one which I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about on this webinar. We also focus on our community. So there may be other webinars in the future, or if you would like to know a little bit more about our community outreach and what we do in the destination, please feel free to contact me. We work very closely with schools. We have our Pack for a Purpose program where we encourage our guests. So if you are doing bookings, please tell your guests to make sure they save some space in their suitcase and bring some stationery, bring some sporting equipment, because we do donate those to local schools. We have mentorship programs, we have inclusive employment, and one of the areas that you might have seen me advocate for a lot is inclusivity. So that's really important for us at Ocean Hotels as well. Our people, we invest in the skills and well-being of our staff at the hotels. So this really is a lovely group to work for, but also a group of hotels that you can recommend to your clients where you know that their values are right. So talking about our planet. So these are just some images of the hotels that we have. And as I said before, we do work closely with other organisations on the island. We do support the single-use plastic ban. Barbados passed a legislation which is phasing out the importation and distribution of single-use plastic. So that's things like drinking straws, so we don't use plastic anymore. We use pasta. There's no styrofoam, there's no plastic bags, and we are actively moving towards a plastic-free economy. We have carbon neutral goals. We have a garden kitchen which we've just opened at Seabreeze Beach House. We work with marine and coastal conservation, including the sea turtle conservation project. So again, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. So we have got solar powered installed at our properties. So our corporate office has solar panels. We use as much renewable energy as possible because we want to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and lower the overall carbon footprint. Our upcycling program, now I've spoken just before about the single-use plastics. We're not doing that anymore. Where we do have things like water bottles, for example, we minimize the use of those, and where they do have to be used, we do recycle those. We have just introduced this year, so I'm talking in the middle of 2026, we have introduced water refilling stations on the property. And we do encourage the guests to be mindful of that as well. So we will, there's cards in the bathroom. If the guests don't need to have their towels or their bed linens washed every day, we would encourage the guests to use those for a little bit longer. We also work with the Clean Up Barbados program. So throughout the year, there are several events where we will go and do beach cleanups, and we will encourage our guests to join us for that. I mentioned before about the sea turtles. Sea turtles are protected by law in Barbados, and we work with the Turtle Preservation Society. There's a 24-hour turtle hotline. We make sure that if any turtles the hatchlings are on our beach, we are straight in touch with the team who will come out, make sure that they are looked after, and again, making sure that our beaches are clean outside our property. We do have turtle nesting areas in both Seabreeze and O2. And you really don't want any plastics or anything going into the ocean that can disturb those. So we do work with that. So the biodiesel, we use cooking oil, which is reused and converted into biodiesel, and also animal feed. I talk about animal feed because our owners of the hotel, Ocean Hotels, also own Chickmont Food, which they're a supplier of poultry products over in Barbados and eggs. So it's going full circle. We are reusing what we use. The waste reduction is in practice as well. We're trying to minimise unnecessary overconsumption. So when it comes to things like the buffets at the hotels, we're not putting too much food out for there to be wastage. We would rather replenish it as and when it's needed. So there really is a culture all around all of the properties being very mindful of that. We do have a zero to landfill goal as well. We work really closely, as I've just said, with other organisations on the island, and it's ultimately super important for us to protect Barbados's natural environment. So we do the coastal cleanups, which I've spoken about before. We celebrate World Earth Day, biodiversity and green spaces, the garden kitchen, which has reopened at Seabreeze Beach House, which not only supports pollinators, but it produces fresh ingredients that we use on property. Our guests can enjoy that as part of their own F&B experience, and the single-use plastic reduction, which I have just spoken about as well. So as you can see, like as a group, we are really working hard and practicing all of these areas which are implemented at all three of the hotels. By all means, have a look at the Ocean Hotels website as well, which will give you a little bit more information. Now, hopefully now that you're sold into the concept and what we do as a group, I will give you just a brief introduction to each of the three properties that we have within our group, so you know which is the right resort to recommend to your guests. So starting with the Rockley. Now the Rockley is a 49-room boutique property in a really lively, buzzy urban area of Barbados. So on this image here, we are the building, the white building right in the middle. So we are just across the road from Rockley Beach, which is also known locally as Accra. And this is a really great base of a hotel. This is really for your more independent guests who want to go out, explore the island at leisure. Perhaps they've been on a cruise, and then they want to come and just have a really comfortable and trendy base. Now, where this hotel is located, there are around 30 restaurants all within walking distance, anything from local rum shops and food carts to fast food to fine dining, sushi, tapas, Italian. There's everything that your guests would want here. This is a really lovely little boutique base. As I say, 49 rooms. We do have kitchen facilities in all of the rooms, so if guests wish to self-cater, they can. However, we are breakfast inclusive, and we do encourage guests to go out. We've got a lovely little pool here. We're just across the road, as you saw from the other image, just 236 steps away from the beach. This resort has got a real identity. We celebrate about what's best of the south coast of Barbados. So these bus stop signs that you can see here, pops of colour with local artwork. When you walk into the hotel lobby, what you can see here on the left hand side is our gallery of the people, and this is where we're displaying artwork from local young up-and-coming artists or artists who wouldn't ordinarily have a space in which to display their art. This mural that you can see here on the right hand side, also in our lobby, all of these, if you look closely, are all little nods to Barbados. You've got the black-bellied sheep that we have. You've got your surfing that you can do over on the east coast of Barbados. You've got the lighthouses. You've got the flying fish, the bus stop signs. So it's got a real sense of Bayesian identity here. We have junior suites or suites. This is a lead-in room, so you can see they're spacious. Our average length of stay in the winter is actually 21 nights. So we have some long stay guests. In the summer, it's shorter, between 7 and 9 nights. But it's really comfortable for guests that want to stay that little bit longer. We do have a weekly cocktail party. We include breakfast. You can dine in the restaurant for lunch or dinner. We have a bar that's open, and it's very popular with locals as well as our hotel guests. We are, I believe, unique in Barbados in that we have partnered with 5 restaurants in the neighbourhood, where some of our favourite favourite restaurants within walking distance of the hotels, and the guests can go out. They don't have to carry their card, cash, their phone. They can go for dinner and they can charge it back to their room at the Rockley. So that is our Dine and Sign programme. Now, probably the most popular, the most well-known from the UK market would be Seabreeze Beach House. Now, this is a really easy sell, because when you see images like this is what you think of the Caribbean. This is long stretch of empty beach. This is beautiful, warm Caribbean water. We have 1,000 foot of beachfront here. This is a 4.5-star, family-friendly, all-inclusive property. So again, a really easy sell. 122 rooms, and it always exceeds expectations for the price point. It's great for families. It's great for couples, for groups. We have accommodations which range up to 4 bedrooms. So if you have got any unusual family configurations or large groups who want to travel together, then Seabreeze Beach House is a great option for that. We've got 3 pools at the property, one of which is adult only. We have a family pool, and also we have a lap pool as well. And as you can see, we are right down there on the beach. We have several different dining options, anything from casual beachside dining to our main buffet restaurant. We also have 2 a la carte restaurants which are open of an evening as well. So we have sushi and sashimi and steak. We also have elegant fine dining as well, which your guests can enjoy while they're here. My favourite spot is just here, Tipsy on the beach. This is a little lunch spot which is open. As you can see, we've got oversized bean bags down on the beach. There's a little bar here where you can have beers and cocktails, a great rum punch, and they do a light lunch menu of tacos and loaded fries, and easy, very laid back. excuse me. We also have every Tuesday we have an event. We either have It's a Lime, which is our kind of party, or we have a beach barbecue, which is down here as well. We have our rum shop cafe. So by day, this does specialty coffees and Bayesian sweet treats, and by night it turns into a more traditional rum shop with loads of rums that your guests can sample. And we do demonstrations, as you can see here as well. Now, in terms of the accommodations, very elegant, chic beach house style. Many of the rooms are interconnecting. We can offer king beds or 2 queen beds. These are the classic rooms. And if you have got guests that want more space, then I would definitely recommend upgrading to our luxury collection, which consists of junior suites through to 4 bedrooms. So we have 2, 3 and 4 bedroom options. The most popular being our 2-bedroom family suites, which work great for a family of 5, because you have a king bed in bedroom 1, 2 single beds in bedroom 2, and a sleeper sofa in the living room. So if you have got guests that are a family of 5, which can sometimes be tricky to recommend, this is a default for you to recommend to them. Some hotels won't guarantee interconnecting, or they will say that you have to have a parent in each of the rooms. But here we have that space, you're able to do it, and they are very attractively priced as well. Then lastly, within the group, we have O2 Beach Club and Spa. As you can see, this is a Virtuoso endorsed property, and this is our 5-star all-inclusive resort that really has a grown-up feel. We are located at the residential end of St. Lawrence Gap, so we are really close for all of the nightlife and the bars and restaurants. We're close enough to be able to walk in, but far enough out that it's not noisy. As you can see here, we're located on 1,000 foot of beautiful beachfront, and as I mentioned before, this is a turtle nesting area as well, so you can always see turtles from this property. Bit of an insider tip for you: if you head up to our roof deck, you can see turtles for as far as your eyes can see. This is really quite a cool and contemporary style property, so if you have got guests that want 5-star but they don't want that more traditional style, which is what a lot of the properties in Barbados are, if they're a bit younger, trendier, want more contemporary, then you can certainly recommend O2. We've got hot pink sun lounges, memory foam mattresses, we have an adult only block, and then we also have a block which does allow children, but this is really quite a grown-up feel, so it's better suited to families that have teenagers. As part of our all-inclusive, all of the guests get a mini bar, complimentary beach bag, we do a spa credit, a free round of golf, and access to Seabreeze Beach House. Now, if you are staying at O2, we do offer the free access to Seabreeze. We cover the cost of the transfer between the two as well. If your guests are booking one of our suites, we also offer complimentary pre-arrival grocery service as well. So these are our junior suites, which are adult only. As you can see, really beautifully done, pops of colour, really tasteful. And then if you have got guests that want a little bit more space, I would definitely recommend upgrading to the 1 and 2 bedroom suites. My recommendation is to look out for the ones that have the word concierge in, because they have been renovated and look like this, and they do also include the pre-arrival grocery service that I just mentioned. So spacious, beautiful, really lovely accommodation here. Again, we've got several different dining options. We have 4 restaurants here. We have a la carte options available, no supplements on any dishes, and it's all premium branded drinks as well. If you want the fillet steak, if you want the lobster, if you want all the different sides, that is all included at no additional charge. We have grab and go, afternoon tea, and so if you have got foodies, they will really like this resort. My favourite is the rooftop tapas bar, Brisa, which is open from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oro is our signature fine dining restaurant. The food is really impressive here, and again, it's a real highlight, so I recommend your guests book that. We also have our 8th floor aqua spa. I've never seen a spa like this before, that has ocean-facing treatment rooms, floor-to-ceiling windows, you're overlooking the ocean, so do utilise the guest spa credit that they receive when they're staying here. And then lastly, I've already covered some of our important credentials, mainly regarding to eco, which is the topic of this webinar. However, a few other things to bear in mind if you are booking any of the Ocean Hotels group. All 3 of them are going to have amazing staff. We recognise and celebrate the best of Barbados, Bajan arts, culture, people and local activities. You can have add-ons like private dining. We have our bubbles on the beach. You can really personalise your stay. We even have a wedding proposal concierge service. So if you've got guests who are thinking of proposing while they're out there, get in touch with us and we can make all of the arrangements. And of course, destination weddings. If you book a certain room category at both Seabreeze and O2, you can qualify for free destination weddings as well. The wedding is free, and that includes your cake, your flowers, your buttonhole, your champagne for toasting, a decorated wedding arch, chairs, all of those things that normally you would pay additional money for, they are included here. And lastly, I did talk about this at the start, but it's really important to us to have a culture of inclusivity at the property. We, as an employer, value accessibility at work. We have some hearing impaired team members, so we make sure that the guests know who they are, and so that it's easier to communicate. We won the Travel Weekly Aspire Award of Inclusivity Initiative of the Year last year at Seabreeze Beach House, and that was for our work and commitment to LGBTQ. Now, some destinations in the Caribbean can be quiet about this, but we are absolutely making a noise that all of our guests are welcome, friendly, accommodated. We use a same-sex family in some of our marketing images as well. The mental health and well-being of our staff is really important to us, and we celebrate culture as well. So as you can see here, all of this is super important, and this is why we've been able to have a really great team that have stayed with us for a really long time. And lastly, just before I wrap up, please do have a look at our reward program. We are part of My Booking Rewards, oceanhotelsrewards.com. If you're a travel advisor, please register on here. Any bookings that you do, you earn points, and those points can be redeemed against free nights for yourself or for cash. We also have a dedicated email for travel advisors. We have newsletters, a great Facebook group, and we have a really great resource area as well. So Ocean Hotels Barbados /resource page. You can download reels, images, all of our assets that you can use to promote to your guests. So that is me. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you've learned a little bit about Ocean Hotels Barbados and really why your guests should consider us if eco is important for them. They're represented in the UK by myself, Kerry from Clear Marketing, Destinations of Distinction in the US, and CanLink in Canada. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you in person soon.